Yeah, my name is Walter Starr, Brokenhead Ojibway, and I was born in Selkirk, Denver Hospital, 1929, and I'm 66 years old on August 19th. So during that time I worked in different numerous places. And I was brought up in Brokenhead Reserve. And my father and mother lived here for quite some time.
Oh, in the summer. Ani guys in Kazat is Akinigi book. Ani guys in Kazat the Akinigi book. Your parents.
Oh. Yeah, my mother was named Walter Leonard Starr and Harriet Louise Starr.
Minogo Monche.
Yeah. Her name was Brokenhead.
Minogo Magabe Gada.
Yeah.
I had a share. Give me show me Sani guys in Kaz.
Mark Chip.
Minogo gave me Monche.
Monche. That is again.
I ask you to keep me
Oh, okay. You look at numerous places, bush camps you go in, Minomen you go picking blueberries now, you go in. Well, it's like this and I get AP, I was in Oma. She get to go, Miss Jane. Well, that is hard.
You know, give it here.
Give it your go. Bush is that. So go here. In the summertime, give me no. How do you say blueberries?
No, it's all.
No, it's you know, Kegada, no, the Tumko, Ishnabimot, just gaining, you know, they want Tumko, and it's, me was, you know, Bishiki, Nishnabimot, Umawachiki, you know, but I never picked Yan gaining. I was brought up, you know, I worked in numerous places. I worked in a boat, I worked in bush camp, I worked on the ground, truck driving, different places. But you know, I forget my language, my Ojibwe language, and it's very hard. And when I worked with nothing but white men, and I had nobody to speak to in my language now. But when I came back to the reserve, then I started to pick up my Nishnabe Mukta. Seneca was, you know, Kishine. If you don't talk English, Nishnabe, you know, it's very hard.
May was some big and we know it's a kin against Nadan.
Oh, yeah, I was Bishik Nishnabe.
I just can't know Kiwata, Mr.
Uma, yeah.
Rigoma.
Oh, yeah. But this is Uma, which there used to be a lot of pulp, all kinds. This way, Winnipeg got all this wood from. Like different, this place is full of wood, a lot of different kind of wood. It's Winnipeg. Winnipeg got all this wood from there. That's the time they were burning wood before the coal came.
And this kid, Magata, no can.
Umaga, yeah. Give me this thing. I was driving horses and I was just about 12 years old. I was hauling wood, cord wood already. I worked all my life, and not all my life, but until I was about 14 years old and I started working in different places. I was in grade 6. We didn't have no Egypt. Didn't have no teachers, good teachers those days. It was very hard.
And this guy's like, you know,
Umago. Yeah. We had a minister for a teacher.
And you guys in class?
Mr. Shage, Herbert Shage. So, go in Kini pai. Sama. Yeah, too much, I guess. He used to look after what they call it. He's a minister. And during the daytime, he never used to teach us very much. And that's how we forgot our language, because we wanted us to talk English all the time. That's why it's so hard. I know that a lot of my people, like my age, I can't speak my language. So I got the square no woman. I go, Saganada, Nishnabik, I go, okay, you know.
Anina, Auntie Maiji, now I'm now I teach in Rose River.
Rose River, not going. My was Sokak. Pegosito.
Pegosito.
Baba, he was in St. Peter, born in St. Peter's, St. Peter Reserve. And she was, when that the reserve moved, they moved Pegos, like from St. Peter's to Pegos Reserve. They opened up on it, but he didn't want to go. Going easy, I think it. So we might be at the St. Peter's.
Yeah, nickname no Andy Baba.
Kawin.
No? Kim show us.
Mr. Mrs.
I guys in car.
Mr. Miss now. Boy, again. Take it.
I know what you're going to do.
Yeah. Ja, boy, keep on the chicken. That's good.
I go one guy Kababa, came up. It's in a cookie Baba.
He's brought up in a schooling. You know, that's what you call a school.
Residential school.
Yeah, residential school.
Kiana. I went and give me shows.
Yeah. She was my grandmother. She couldn't speak English. In the Schnabby Mut, the guy. Schnabby. Where was that?
Minogomaga. And this Kogano Kigo, you are to
Uma, she was out the lake in my. Boy, he's a meet, Kigo Itoma. Now, no come on, the Kanawat.
Kanoshi. She was and he panned down again.
Oh, yeah.
Auntie
Uma, she was the Netley Mars. She was walk here. Oh, not to go again.
What's going on in the Kanuch to it?
Well, you know, she gets better. Was a cook, she go a mick, she go a mick, how do you drive a mick? Sangways. No one ain't of course. She go the springtime now, she go in the fall time, the cook, she go she cook, he was cook. She go in the fall time, was she cook, was she go moose. What is the guy's moose? Moose, Chihuahua-chan. Chihuahua-chan, Chihuahua-chan did not go.
Yeah, and a fish carbon and the one she gave.
Oh, boy, me was what? 19. But right after the war, Second World War, I guess, we went to Muchigo Ginoki. I was a young man, I went all over the place now. That Diamond Pine Falls Ginoki, all those turbines. That's 1949. Till 1954. After that, I used to work in the bush camp, Pine Falls, Michigan. So I got married. In that's 41 years ago.
What? You said it. I didn't say it. I just got in the show at Kenny Chance. I didn't in the show at Kenny Chance.
Oh, 9 here. Niswiki Guinea book. I got 3 boys and 2 girls. Karin. Winnipeg, I basic. She go my basic. Susie is one of that store. So I get Churchill, I work. Vancouver, much good. I work in Saskatoon, Vancouver. Because it's basic, you might hide the Indian.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, what's that?
Are we thinking of Emma White is army?
Agawa, Ayak, Kini Pokas, and Miss Holmes basic, Gayama, Saginima, Meosa.
And you guys in class?
Philip Kent, I think. He was a Kent. So my papa is one of the me was a guy but
Minowini Magamji.
Yeah. But the Bible St. Peter's and she, the Cubic Yannick, that's good. Foster parent.
We kind of go get a stung she man to Amaya.
Humana? Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, there was a guy. He passed his book. So I was guiding command here. I used to guiding here. Oh, that was 1930s, 40s.
And this guy have a baija and Chimani.
The Martian could
We come out of watching. We kind of skin. I get dog. I that's school first. First, can I be a
Oh,
can I dog? Keep a connoit go. I was the dog. What
was a shock.
You used to get
sandwich. Yeah. Cookies game it go, you know. That's a depression time here, 1930s. Give each other and the Miss Sugar and the Bible. She go out in the bargo. She's met him at the bargo there.
I just go out the what?
Salt cook.
Yeah.
And he's giving Mr. Winnemar railroad track it to go. There was no roads to the pier. Well, he's a naked, once a day. You go up there. Again, I'm going to soccer commands. The next morning, he's on it.
Oh. I guy, how many days have you gone to work at Chishire? Soccer?
One day.
One day.
One day and one night.
Oh.
Like, in the afternoon, he's salmon for soccer commands. Next morning, she go in Pine Falls Street. He's Mr. Winnemar. Buggies and I get one day. Well, we had some relations here in Salkak. Kini Baman go here overnight. We didn't have no store, Buggies and I got. And we started to walk to Beconia, 6 miles in Jima, go and get groceries now. She go Poplar Park, 4 miles there was no grocery stores here. But not after a while, she got, we got a storekeeper named Greening and an Auckland at a store here at Longo. And she goes, I had a migrant. His name was Mr. Flam. He was a Jew, but he had a big migrant here. He opened the store, and then there was 2 stores. That was 1930s. And then the war broke out, and then they're still open. But it was hard, you know. That's all the living we ever made was a cutting corridor there from here, and a little bit of trapping. And there was a few deer here that was every time. It was a good bush around here. The Indians, that was pretty hard. It was a rich country for fur, wood, everything you wanted. there was a big fire here around 1940s, and then it destroyed all our habitat and everything. All the rabbits, there was very abundant rabbits here, all kinds of fur, deer, moose. But then the big fire came and destroyed everything, all our habitat and everything. So that's the reason why Indians have had a hard time now. Today, it's the same thing today.
We can't get out Winnipeg because we know what you yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gizako, Kawasing.
Kawasing. Oh, that's Kanati anymore.
Oh, well, we had to go once, maybe once a year. We had to go and get some clothing and stuff like that. And them days, stuff was cheap. My dad used to save money. Then days there was no family allowance, no old age, no unemployment. It was very hard to make a living through it in the summertime. We used to go to dig Seneca Root, and then after in July, August, me and I to go. My mom's were in there. That's the only way we made a living. And then the fall time, he trap him in. And then winter time, cut wood all winter. I joined the army, but I was too young for the Second World War. We had a lot of people from here. You can see that. I can take that picture with all the veterans from here. So I joined the army, but I was in there for 1 week and they kicked me out. I was too young. There was a bunch of us, there was 8 of us. There was about 3 of us from here, from Brokenhead, and then from Selkirk there was about 5, 6 young guys. We joined the army together. And then they found out that we were too young. I was only 14, 15, I think it was, when I joined the army. So I was too young. So they just told us to go home. We got kicked out of the army. I was in the army for about a week and that's it.
Been dog out.
Yeah.
We can't get out when the big me what I got to say I anymore. Did you ever live there?
Oh yeah. Well, after I got married, we were here for a while. Me and my wife, we got married, and I used to work in the farms there. And then I went to Red Lake, Ontario after I quit working from here. And I went to Red Lake, I mined over there. I worked for a Campbell mine. And I brought up my family then. So I couldn't make it go. My wife didn't like it, so I come back and I moved to Winnipeg. That's where I brought up my family. But it was very hard to bring up a family in Winnipeg. Very hard because I had to hold 2 jobs before I made a living there. So he's in a good because we couldn't cooperate with white man's ways, like my family, because they were brought up in the country and it's very hard. And yet today they're having that problem, I know that. Even my children are having problems with it. The schooling, that was the main part. And there was a lot of what I call kids that's, like my kids was brought up mostly in Winnipeg. And it's very hard to bring up kids up there because all the kids some of them was very disciplined, and get into problems. And my wife we had one boy that was got into the wrong company. We had to learn him how to cooperate with the white society. It was very hard because they were used to being out in the country. So, and then after they got older, they started getting married, and we moved back in the reserve. And that's how I come to start speaking my language again, because when I was in Winnipeg, I had nobody to speak with.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for me to start speaking my language again, you know.
Yeah. The bangi way.
Bangit, snappy, man.
So I Kizami not lunch snabek self look maybe I don't know what you
Oh yeah. There was quite a few people from St. Peter's, like my father's relatives and friends that didn't want to move to Peguis. They stayed there, so they're still there yet, some of the old fellows and the younger generations. Some of my relations are there. And then they moved, some of them moved to Winnipeg, and some of them moved different places.
Onengin Kamam Question Magayat, so quick me walk in Ojibwe. And in this Kajin Kaswat Magaya or Meja.
Oh,
the Chinese Navik.
Chinese Navik, man. While there was old Chief Peguis, like my father remembers him, and there was some princes, Williams, Sinclairs, Birds, Stevensons, Cochrans, Starrs, and Merceaus, and Flets, and there were different kinds of people, different names, the old Indian people, but I don't remember them very much. But just like my age, that's all the ones I can remember, like the old people.
Onen Komagani Gani that in South Lima, Kario Koga Megasiwatima. Awenagini Gani, Madabsku, Sinigan Tange, like a chief or a leader.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was Chief old Cochrane. That's when they built that church in the old stone church. Well, I was born right across from that little Denver hospital. That's where I was born. There's a lot of people born there, like my age. And that was a hospital, but that was an Indian hospital.
I got in Cars Cochrane, Ayana. What was his name?
Oh, boy, my dad knew him quite a bit.
Did he have a nickname?
Boy, I forget his name. Old Cochrane, but I forget his name. I can't recall his name. It's been a long time since they told me.
Kiwi winner.
Oh yeah, he was American. He had a lot of people, a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And then they moved down to Peguis.
What year was that about?
Oh, 1920s. My dad used to tell me what was happening there long ago. There was a big reserve, biggest reserve there was in what they call it, Manitoba, I guess, into the country, what they call it.
Gavin and Mozami, no, and Schnabbe.
Until,
Soccer.
oh yeah. Like there's some bears there, Bears, Stevensons, Cochrans, Smiths, Flets. There's some Flets there yet. Sinclairs. So they're like the younger generations, they're just coming, they're staying there. They don't want to leave like Selkirk and St. Peter's because that's where they were born there. So none of those people that were like in Selkirk and St. Peter's or my whole reserve, like my dad's reserve, my reserve, I might as well say I was out there because we moved from there. They don't speak my language. Sagane si mi kate ko, Ojibwe sigo, because of Muskiuk. They're all mixed up. Kewina,
Mana.
Kawina,
Oh, what they are in South.
It's the whole Selkirk. Muskiuk sigo, Ojibwe. And there's a few Scotsmen there. Dark Scotsmen.
Mamoina. We kind of go, I don't talk about one night. As in Dunky, I met Lower Fort Garry.
Oh, yeah. Well, like Upapa and Nibaba. They always come with a boat, get their treaty money there. It's 18 something, before the Second World War, I mean the First World War. And they said they used to come with the boats, They didn't have no team of oxen. Like my dad used to tell me, this was just a young fella came in. They used to get their treaty money up there. And then that's when I started getting out the treaties. Like, I think it was 1871. They signed the treaty.
76 years.
Yeah. Well, my dad said that they were just this young name days, and then it was very hard. He said they used to had a paddle up there and paddle back again. There was no roads or nothing. It was nothing but bush.
Asko ka kainen da gis kainen da muatan snabe ki jawata in ki mal mi mal lower fort ke with ndana wana ko.
Yeah, kisa na get kito. Well, they used to stay there maybe for about a week, I guess. And once you got to get their stuff, you go down Selkirk, on the Red River.
Asko ka ina kami gis jawata kini mitiok na ko gema.
Oh yeah, actually more crazy. But then after that, then the reserve, they signed the reserve over to St. Peter Reserve. And then any more going down St. Peter's, they made their own treaty grounds, so they made their own village, Tascoe, treaty grounds and everything.
Did you have another gate? In a coming is your? Did you have a mark gate?
Kawin.
No?
Kawin. The Baba Itago.
Oh.
Kiga Siege, when they said,
Miss Koma Valdin out Juniami.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And the bit is going to say, when you give Maski Ukimaga out. Kisma Magaga waters or Maski Ukmanja. I can't know, I think.
St. Peter's. Well, they were all living together, you know, that's go here. Maski Uksado Ojibway. So they got married to Muskego married to what they got, you know, Ojibwe. They got all mixed up. So go after that, you know what I noticed? They were all mixed up. Like Taskuke, you know, I'm a half, what do they call it? My grandmother was what do they call it? Cree. And then my father, and then my grandfather was Ojibwe. Like them, they call it Soto Indian, but now they call it Ojibwe. So I guess that's the same. So see, I'm got mixed up. Me too. My grandfather was a Muskego, no Ojibwe, and then my grandmother was a Muskego. So that's how everybody got mixed up with this. There were all different marriages and things like that.
Kitao na komans na like me at the lower Fort Garry.
Boy, I don't know. My father said that's that's all we wanted. That's all he used to tell me, to, you know, go and get them. Like, go bye-bye, bye-bye. That's all he told me. He never talked about very much about his background, you know. That's why today it's very hard to get your background. Like, not long ago, what was happening, yeah? Yeah, I'm trying to get up, like, way back. But it's hard because the old people, they didn't want to talk about the background because I guess maybe it was too what do you call it for the men. They didn't like the white men to come into the reserves and things like that those days, you know. Because I had one uncle. I remember my great uncle. My dad's uncle. I used to call him my uncle. His name was Tom Starr. He was a Jewish Nabe. Well, I see again, man, white man. He stayed one place. He never go no town. And he used to when he wanted the groceries, he used to give my dad some muskrats or fur. Get the groceries from. He see again down the town Jesus said.
He see again,
he see again, man. Well, that about 2-3 other guys. I remember my grandfather. He didn't talk very much. He didn't So they didn't want to talk about that. Like I said, they didn't want, because they were very hush about everything in them days.
we kind of go eat papa me goes in my me wa no ji go cheche papa pe
Oh yeah.
kabeshi
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, we used to, like when we lived in St. Pierce, we used to, right across from the Selkirk, we used to all camp there, work in town. There were a bunch of people from Sagging, Pine Fall, Black River. They used to come through the train. There used to be a bunch of tents across right from Selkirk, just by the bridge here. There was a bunch of tents there. Some worked in the farms, some worked in the rolling mills, some worked in the carpenters, and well, I worked in what they call plumbing outfit, like in the summertime. In winter time, I'd go back to our reservations. All summer we used to camp there in the summertime. We used to have a wonderful time. We got along with everybody down there in Selkirk. Like all the old people, like all the old white men, we got along with the Indians. And there was no problem whatsoever. All got along together, worked together. And that was the main point. That's during the war. It was very hard.
Did they live in a tent?
Oh yeah. The tent was our tent. Outside.
Wow.
It's quite an experience, for us, because we used to make fires. When it got too cold, we had a stove inside the tent. I remember it used to get cold, and we had to move home, move to the old place. Yeah. And we had horses. We had horses right there. And moved back. Nobody had no cars with us. But that's the only way we used to make a living, because you had no other way to make a living in the summertime. Yeah. In the winter time, we go back cutting wood. In the fall time, get enough meat, like deer meat and rabbits, put them store away. We used to have a smokehouse, smoke all the meat. I remember those days. Oh yeah, my grandmother used to can all the stuff, like fish, canned fish. And the garden, she had a beautiful garden. Everybody had a nice garden. No. Today, that's all you see is a can opener. Cooks are married. Can opener cook. That's what they call it. There's nothing going today. The younger generations today don't want to go anything. Like my sons, my daughters, they don't know how to plant anything. They just don't want to learn. I don't know. They said, why should we? I said, there's a lot of, you can buy them, there's the money, that's all they want now. Nowadays, money, that's all. Them days, we didn't care for money. We worked hard, but we had a lot of good to eat. Oh, yeah. He's a negative. But today I'm glad I'm reached my 66. I'm getting old age now, and I get 2 pensions. But that money that what I gave me, I think I nearly gave half back to the government. I pay rent here, I pay $200 a month here. And besides, I had to pay GST, and I had to pay my income tax sometimes, when I work and all that. I pay a lot of income tax. So the government takes half of it, so I got nothing left.
Yeah, so much for treaty, eh?
Yeah, and yet I'm a treaty. So that's the way it was. It was very, very difficult for us to make a good living, But I mean, we survived, all of us. I'm glad we all survived. Like, look at there's a lot of people that passed away already, younger, like in my age. I know, look at Mrs. Berry. All my friends, they're all gone already. I think there's only about 2-3 of us left in my age. It's alive yet. Because I don't know what, they just took sick and way they're gone. Even my brother-in-laws, they're way younger than me. They got diabetic, and that diabetic disease is very. And then heart attacks again, that's what's killing them all. I was lucky, I went through 4 operations. I had a ruptured hernia. And the doctor told me, he says, you were lifting too heavy when you were young, that's all, your stomach. So I survived it.
Oh. Sigo be ai ki ai. O mama ni ai ai. Ante ai. We can't go to get a much and I touch one for can't school even where they do it.
Oh, once in a while, kids are going different reserves now. Like just to go and find out how they're making out. She go side games, she go black, down hollow water. Just to find out how they're working. Today it's different. We all work together, southeast. Like I belong to the school committee and CHMC, house committee. So that, for me, I see we're making little progress, like in the school, with the school kids and the house. But we gotta watch our, what do you call it, the local control on our schools now, and we gotta watch our budget, things like that. So we have a meeting, we go to the other reserves and see how they're making out the reserve and how they're making out the schooling. But you know, today our kids are very, very disciplined. They want some of those kids that they've got a good chance to go to school, and yet I don't know what's happened to them. We got a few dropouts right here that don't want to go to school. They're only about 13, 14 already. They're dropping out. They don't want to go to school. So we're still fighting that. You know. Same in the other reserves. Some reserves they're really worse than us. Yeah, nowadays you can't tell a young kid nothing now. They know it all. But you give them, they're going to stay alone someplace. I bet you they can't make a living. They always depend on their parents all the time. I know that because for me, I had to make out on my own. But my kids, today they come and Dad, can I borrow some money? Dad, can I have this and that? Well, you know, they depend on the elders. That's what I see today. Most of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to snap on to Mama we know it. You should not Mama we both.
Oh, you mean Poe and things like
you
that?
Still here. Why do you get together?
With our Holloway here, we used to have different from Ontario, BC, Calgary, and all those places. We used to have a big, what do you call it? We used to have so many called big piece, like a smoke ceremony during the Schnabik, you know.
So that's right,
yeah. So we had that here. We had a big spirits. We had quite a bit of mine. You know, all the Imamo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kizami nothing.
From different Ontario. My name is, they gave me a name, how do you call turtle?
Mikinak.
A Mikinak, yeah. That's what they call me. So they give everybody names, you're like, that's good. You know,
jag makna ko ai jag makna ko ai ni mi at mis na rek music.
Oh yeah. Just kioko.
Adi ma.
Blueberry grounds. Maurice Mitko. So everything given a ship basic a little boy. She goes, we had a kichi scare, Chernishnabe. Oh boy. It's good like that. Give him Montos, boy. We get kind of who that little boy was. So he imagines his own how I find that boy. We thought, the boy is wonderful. It's the first time I ever seen that cheesecake on the Schnabik.
She got it, 여기 미카오는 나비노지.
Oh yeah. He would come out. He went to toys as a little boy. I guess he wanted away, you know, picking blueberries. boy, I don't just what one crazy.
Only scanning on it, got a she can get, she's a kid.
Chair, oh, chair, Nishna baby, was about 4 or 5 of them. She got put this post down. Chair being to get them that old man. That is it. Going in second eye seems. Boy, go away. Kisaka so go away. Boy, can't have it go away. Swimming go. You can know him. I was on a small. Boy, but they go to get to my boy, but we go on this, you know. Boy, the posters come right on, boy. That's how strong he was.
We call.
Yeah, he came on.
Kiusami not the guy and open the water. Kiusami num not gonna open the water.
Oh, yeah. You know what the book or
Anishma, you got the Kamisi, Umana Gema Pesho.
no, a patient, I believe, Manitoba. Blueberry Hill.
Oh, minimum.
Yeah.
Oh, Kiltai is Chige, okay.
Oh, yeah, Mel. He need more come.
Yeah.
Terry Cap.
Yeah, I did. Mammy, going to win.
Hey, me go on. Don't you go and see you Nishnavik and this, you know. Fairfield, St. Peter's, should go way out there. Simpsonville. And you go, the quicker I guess sometimes to come north and come out.
Keep out.
Oh, yeah. Boy, there was to be hundreds of tents all over it. But I told man, boy, I only came to my see, really care. About Chinishnabe. Boy, he's like a so. I go a Sabe, he's a like this. Chinishnabe. Boy, but we found out. He's in acquisition, he mean medicine. Nearby, but we got sick over there. He got better with that whiskey came. No, I don't know, boy. I don't think there's much of that now.
Oui, j'ai pas dit. Quand je go ai, quand je go tu n'as pas tout na hoje. Se boa na que go, tá escutando isso aqui, ó, tô que ando nem a hora não, e mo não tô nem a na hora que go.
Ah, mas já não tem.
É mau já coisa não tem. Mit sai. Mas cara camisa tá camisa. O mais que eu não que na camisa com mau aí, os que não ani, mesmo.
Boy, ne bisum se mat ke even the market. Here, there were, I guess there were like males in that. But he didn't want to talk about it, you know. Even the market. Well, what happened now? Go and then I go. Oh boy, this is just. They have a big camping ground in mine. There's some graves over here. They're heathens, they weren't christened. Oh, look, I can see that.
Many guys in Kanawat, heathens.
Heathens, yeah. They weren't christened at all. So they just buried them in a place at all. We got a church over here, that Catholic church. Back there, they're not christened. They buried them right back there. So that's all I know. I know I'm christened.
Down in the street now and get
Oh, now I get there, you know.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather, he didn't get christened till he was about 40 years old. My grandfather. Them days, you know, there was a lot of unchristened people. They didn't believe on it, but then they start gathering up and start getting christened there.
And I'm a quick to I'm not no more.
Can't get much about it.
No.
Just come from, you know, just coming out here and preach now and then get much out of it.
Mie te nakki pangi ai. Te bats mit.
Oh ja, minä en mä kiinnimaan. Hei.
Ja nu man.
Se kiinnimaan.
Ai. Ma la pimna ma queste nge o mina la Roger.
Sure.
How's that?
Well, you know, I like to talk. I always got interviewed before, but you know, I was talking mostly for the younger generations, and that's what I think about nowadays. Because the younger generations have never seen the hard life what we had, you know, never. Nowadays, that's what I'm trying to learn my kids and my grandchildren. I got 14 grandchildren, and I got 10 great grandchildren. So I'm pretty well occupied.
Yeah, I think so, for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time.
So,
Yeah, okay, thanks very much, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
okay.
Thank you. Bye.